Guys, we've been away for so long. Did you
We're not going to talk about that.
Avoidance.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. Yeah, that's me.
All right, let's do this. Hello, I'm Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Beleaf Mel.
And we're here with episode 70 of
How Married Are You? Now this?
Mm-hmm.
My name Beleaf. This is Yvette, and we've been married 9 years. We live in California, and we have 4 kids. Relationships are scary, and it's very necessary that we share all of our struggles, and we ask, how married are you? Every Thursday, shawty. If you're listening, you're in a wedding party. Sometimes deep, sometimes lighthearted. I don't know what else to say, so it's time to get it started. Like it's chocolate baby story time. Check it out, check it out. Yeah, hey yo, it's chocolate baby story time. Yeah, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a let's go.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Go ahead.
I don't know what to say. My daughter.
You had so much yesterday. You didn't want to tell me.
Well,
can I do one of yours too? Because I thought it was funny.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, I don't know what's going on with Anaya, but she's just here, like right.
Yeah, up against you.
Glued to me, and you know, I love it. It's like yesterday I was thinking in my head, like, this is super annoying, but at the same time, I don't want her to want to be anywhere else but by me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I love her, and I want her to always want to be around me and tell me all the things and whatever. But yeah, anyway, she's super attached to me. And right now she has this new thing going where she calls me mom.
Yeah.
Mom. And I'm like, ooh. Like, at first it was kind of cute. I was like, I've been trying to ask myself, is this cute or is this annoying?
Hey, mom.
But it's like, where did this come from and why? I don't know. And then I tried to do like, what's up, Nai? What's up, Nai? Mom, my name Nai. I mean, my name Anaya. It's like she doesn't like it, but she does it to me. So I'm a little bit, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. And I'm just going to say it's cute.
Yeah. My favorite thing she did to you was how you would be walking around and every time you stop, like, she's following you first of all, but every time you stop for like a moment to do something, she'd bend down and pick a scab on your leg. It was like she was doing burpees. Like,
babe, you should have recorded that because I want everybody to understand how bad it is. Like, it's not, it's bad. It's just like I was sweeping the floor, and every time I'd pause, she'd just bend down and pick up my scab.
Yeah.
And she was following me from upstairs to downstairs doing that. I was folding clothes.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, even when you're not around, she'd be like, can I go watch mom?
Yeah.
But like, you got to understand, like, this is what you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what you wanted. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
I wanted a daughter.
You wanted a daughter, but the connection, like that whole thing,
You know what's funny is I used to sit on the bathtub and watch my mom go potty, or I used to sit on the toilet while she would shower.
Yeah.
And so.
But the thing is, you are literally her.
I know.
When we first got married, it was the same thing. I couldn't go anywhere without escaping you. Anyway.
Jeez, why would you want to escape me?
Well, I just didn't understand why you were following me into every room, especially the bathroom. And she would like,
because he would spend hours in the bathroom.
Not that early in our marriage, babe. I wasn't in there that long. I would.
What do you mean
there.
That early? So now it's an intentional hours?
Now I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away from everyone. And you do the same thing. You were gone yesterday during bedtime.
I was putting Anaya to sleep.
And disappeared and never said anything. Mm-hmm. No text, no nothing. Anyway, what's next?
Guys, we've been away for so long. Did you?
We're not going to talk about that.
Avoidance.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. Yeah, that's me.
All right, let's do this. All right, so it is Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday morning.
This is our first episode in February. the month of love.
Awesome.
And Black History Month. But anyways, we are just going to jump right into this email. Hi guys, I just wanted to know what you two think about my situation. I'm married and my husband and I make just enough to save and pay our bills. However, he keeps trying to pay his mother's debt. His mother is in a lot of debt, mostly because her money management is terrible. She doesn't necessarily live above her means, but she made some very bad financial decisions, and now she is in a lot, all caps, of debt. She doesn't really have a job either. I want to focus on building a life for me and my future kids. My husband keeps feeling the need to pay his mother's bills, but we are not there yet. In my opinion, 2020 is a year that we should finally finish saving for our house and get pregnant, and we can't save properly if he keeps trying to give his mother money. Background info. 1.
She has 3 kids. 2 of them are not able to take care of themselves, much less take care of her. She sent him...
2.
What?
2.
Oh, 2. She sent him to university without student loans. 3. She is married. 4. She had him at 14 and she didn't graduate high school.
Don't misunderstand me, please. We've sent money to her before, several times. The last time we sent money to her, he promised me that she has a business that she was going to start up with the money we sent and wouldn't have to spend money again. Business started, business not profitable. Let's just say we have different relationships with our parents. I feel like a terrible wife for arguing when he says he is going to send her money. Don't forget that we've done that before. But I deep down feel like she is using him. She gave a loan collection officer his number so they can call him instead of her. What? She said that, but I was thinking that in my head.
Yeah.
He is very tender-hearted towards her, but I feel like I am his obligation now, and his mother needs to work on her own life with her husband. People might disagree with this, but I believe in buying a house before we have children. And I feel like if he doesn't make sure we have a house before 2020, trying for a baby season comes in November, I am not going to allow us to start trying for a baby. This is all caps. Owning a house before having a baby has always been my dream ever since I was a little girl, because I was a foster kid who never had a home of her own. He knows that. Taking care of his mother was always a dream of his ever since he was a kid. He watched her struggle and to make ends meet to send him to private school, then university. I know that. I can't put his desires over mine. Not this one. Okay. We can maybe give her a portion completely, cover one of her debts, and that would push us back in savings for another 3 months. We already gave her money last year that pushed us back a month. If we push back the house, we push back having kids. I know you guys might be thinking I'm materialistic, but that's not the case. I believe in stability. Owning a home gives stability to the family, in my opinion. I have to start parenthood this way. I need to. He needs to take care of his mom. We have a great marriage otherwise. I just wanted to also add that we earn the same amount of money, if that gives a better idea of the situation.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know who I am in this situation. I think I do.
I'm the same person. I know who you think you are and who you think I am, but I'm the same person. Ugh, you just look like Theo when you did that face.
All right, so there's a lot going on here.
There is. I don't know what I want to address first. The home ownership before having a baby.
I feel like the home ownership is good to address.
Okay.
Because you seem like her in that sense.
Yeah. So I definitely went into marriage and all this having an idea of this, then this, then this, then this. Like Glen threw off my whole timeline. I felt like I needed to own a home before I got married. Like that's what Which
is dumb. If you think about it now, right?
Yeah. And in hindsight, I'm like, that's really not necessary. Like the things that I thought needed to be in place before getting married, before having kids, were not necessarily the case. Now, I don't want to discredit your desire for this. Like, I think it's okay for these to be things that you hope for and that you want to have happen. However, they aren't necessary. We had Theo and we were living in a 1-bedroom guest house.
Huh.
And I miss those days of like just the smaller home, the simplicity of it all. I know, but it was just a little bit, it was just less. And sometimes less is more. Anyway, I'm not saying that is an ideal situation.
Come on now.
Everybody.
The walk from the street to the place with all the grocery bags.
Yeah.
Having a day for laundry and not being able to get mail at your mailbox. You had to go to the P.O. box. Do you remember all these?
Oh, man, I forgot.
Do you remember that? How the furnace was up against the wall and Theo would try to crawl on it and it was hot?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying I liked that little place. Okay.
Yeah, it was cute. Little tiny house vibes.
Anywho, what am I saying? Yes, stability is nice. Like Glenn always used to say, like, I have this thing about comfort, which I don't think is anything wrong with it necessarily, but it can be a hindrance sometimes as far as moving forward. But I don't think you don't necessarily need to own a home before you have a kid. However, I understand the desire. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to encourage you there because it seems like you have this idea in your head. And honestly, there's probably some kind of psychology to it since you were a foster kid and you didn't have very much stability growing up and you want to bring a child into the world, allowing them to have stability. I totally understand that desire. It's just the best stability that they can have is the love that you have for them and the care that you take toward them. So if I can encourage you there, I would say it's not necessary, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have to happen. Like it's still a goal you guys can work toward.
Yeah, I would say too, when I said that it was dumb for you to say that you wanted to buy a house before you got married, I just felt like that was putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make a certain amount of money. Like I just feel like that would have been a lot for you. But I know you could have did it, but I just don't like what happens. You get married and then the person you're marrying is like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a place, or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that the ideal situation for you having kids is just that, an ideal situation, but that doesn't mean it has to be like it's your dream. It's not a requirement. I think that the part that's hard is that you're like, he's making his mom's dreams come true before he even is like considering yours, and I think that is the problem. So I think you're saying like, well, I'm not having no baby so you're saying I'm not having a baby if he's still catering to his mother over me. Like, how can he really care for me and a child when he's putting his mother as his first priority? And I totally understand that. So if that's what you're saying, totally get that. I think that it's and I'm gonna say this, it's every mama's boy's dream to take care of his mama. I'm not a mama's boy. I'm very much not a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, but some men like see like the taking care of their mother part as like a status, or as like a, dang, she had me at 14, I owe her.
Yeah.
And so he may just be trying to like pay back and honor his mom, like the scriptures say, but the scriptures talk about like how your wife is your first ministry and how your family is your first priority and place of service. And so I don't understand why.
This is assuming they are believers.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're believers, but even still, that's where it's written. So if you want to read it, then read it. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, this past Christmas, we were like, one of the gifts that was an option for Yvette's parents was like, let's send them on a cruise or on a vacation or something like that. And I was like, when's the last time we've like went somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't even like celebrated a baby moon or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even put that money toward us right now. So why would we do that? You know? And a part of me felt like, man, that's some BS. You know what I'm saying? But really, it would have put us in a bad spot to do that. Like, we couldn't afford that, you know? But it was like, as the family, like, they would probably do it for us. Mm-hmm. And that's still bad. Like, if you can't afford it or it's going to hinder you, it doesn't bless me. Mm. It's an inconvenience. It's bad for me because now I know that you are putting like my desires over your own well-being, and that is not healthy.
Yeah.
So I think you guys should have some, you know, true conversations. And so I'm sure that you probably had them.
Yeah, I feel like there's a deeper issue on his side where he feels like he owes his mother.
Yeah.
And I think that he needs to hear from her, you don't owe me anything.
But she ain't going to say that.
Yeah.
Especially if she got a husband.
I wonder, is she asking him to do this or is he just volunteering? Because that's just lame. Like, I wouldn't want my, you know, like, I would be grateful for the boys or my children helping me out, but I wouldn't ask them. I would hope I wouldn't.
I mean, but you got to understand, like, this is like bad management of finances. Mm-hmm. This isn't like, you know, she got sick and got covered in like medical bills.
Yeah.
Like, she's just mismanaging finances. She doesn't know how to save. She doesn't know how to, you know, but, you know, and so that's difficult. You know, I totally understand why you're like, nope, nah, I'm so sorry. The shop is closed until you grow up a little bit, you know. Mm-hmm. I don't really know. There's so much. Mm-hmm. The fact that she has a husband.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, well, then your hands are kind of clean, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, man. I think he just needs to have a conversation. I think you need to have a conversation with him and just tell him, like, I don't plan on having children until we have this much money saved because I care about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something I feel like, and this would also show me that you care, you know? But I wouldn't say like you have a house thing. I wouldn't do that because, you know, that's dependent on a lot. You know what I mean? The market, like the area, you can get a house, but that might not be the house you want. You know what I'm saying? And he mess around and be like, yeah, we got a house. Guess who's moving in? Mama. So, yeah, I don't know, babe. What are your final thoughts on this? I respect that she like has this house goal though. Like, I really do respect that.
It sounds like they have a plan because she's like, it's going to put us behind this much. So I applaud you guys for even being responsible enough to have a savings plan, to have these goals set before having a kid. I guess my thing would be is to really make sure, because I'm not sure how, because it's not so much what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. And so I'm not sure what you are communicating to him, but I would communicate to him that you feel like his mother is a priority above you and your child, your future children. And that you don't see yourself bringing children into this relationship until you know that you guys are the priority, as you should be. And so I don't know if that's been clearly stated to him in a way that he can hear it and understand it. But I feel like, as a man, do you feel like that would be something that would kind of hit home to you?
Not initially. If I was him, I'd be hurt because there's probably other things he's doing that he feels like he's sacrificing a lot and doing things to. But it wasn't until after we had kids that I was like, hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started to get like, no, because there were a lot of issues I was having. You know what I mean? Like, trying to stay loyal. You know what I mean? And doing things for other people that really I shouldn't have been, you know, but it was after I had a child that I was kind of like, why am I doing this? And I just don't think that, I think that security is important. Man, it's difficult, man, because I do feel like that can be a god. Like, you know, like, so he's allowing his pain to, you know, influence his decision to take care of his mom, and you're allowing your pain to dictate, you know, whether or not you guys are going to have children. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I think you should let go of that, because I think you should let go of it for your own peace, because otherwise it's bitterness being held. It's like a, you know, me versus you. It's a one-upmanship type thing happening, and I don't really know if that's healthy for a marriage, you know. And though you're right, he needs to be the one that makes the move. Like, you're the one that can see clearly. He's drunken in mama boyness. Like, he's drunken in that. So, boom.
Okay. I don't know if this is a really quick question or not, but this person is asking a follow-up question to episode 60. He says, in episode 60, he goes, I had a question for Glenn. In episode 60, you mentioned that because you were raised by a single mother, that you were in tune to a woman's needs, which influenced you to let Yvette lead in your marriage. What made you realize that you were letting her lead? And how did you eventually make that switch?
What influenced you to let her lead?
No. What made you realize? No.
Oh, what? Okay, what made me realize I was letting her lead? I mean, like, basically, it wasn't like, I mean, it was obvious. Like, I was basically asking for permission. And she, like, I didn't have to ask. But when I would say I was doing something, there was kind of like, I'll allow that. You know what I'm saying?
That was my response.
That was like the response. It was kind of like, okay, I'm safe. Like, it was like you were going through a mental checklist of like, do I feel safe? Do I see the point? Or whatever. And then, or you'd be like, you have this much time. You know, you remember? You remember. And so that was kind of the thing. It was like, I had guidelines to my thoughts. And there wasn't, like, leading means we're going this way. Pack your bags. You know what I'm saying? But it is in tune with, like, hey, because you said, it's not like we're going this way. It's like, because I've heard you address this and this and this in full care and caring fully about you and where we're going as a family, this is the best decision we should make. How do you feel about that? You know? And then she tells me how she feels, and I say, okay, I'm taking all that into consideration, but we're gonna move forward with this, you know. That's what I feel like it is, but it doesn't in any way like affect like her livelihood or anything. Like, I'm making decisions based on serving her, but I have to make the decisions that I know that I can fully accomplish, you know. I don't know. I feel like being in tune to a woman's needs was just like, I could pretty much guess what is my wife's going to be annoyed by when she walks in the door. I can pretty much look at her and tell, like, when she's not caring for herself. I watched my mom do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can please her. I can please my wife. Like, I know exactly what she wants me to do. Except some things. Some things you tell me I do exactly what you want me to do, and then you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. But it put me into a position to say, I'm good at this, and I could be great at this. And that's all I really cared about, was pleasing her, was making sure that she wasn't upset, or making sure that I wasn't violating any of her pet peeves and letting my teeth scrape the fork. You know what I'm saying? When it's kind of like, it's not about pleasing her. You know what I mean? It's about making sure, it's about like pleasing her, like from a husband's standpoint, but at the same time, it's about leading us in a direction where we are going to be able to be safe, and we are both going to be happy, and we're both going to be on mission, and we're still trying to figure that out. Mm-hmm. But I'm a lot more confident, where I am. And so the switch, it was, I don't know, I feel like the switch was very tough. Like, I feel like it was something where I don't think you were like upset, you know what I'm saying, or anything, but it was kind of like, whoa, I wasn't expecting you to respond that way. Like, it was just like a lot of jolting, like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not used to this.
Yeah, for Yvette, it was kind of like, wait, what? And I was like, no.
Yeah, it would be things, it's the little things. It would be like, it started to make me feel like you were questioning me and the things that I'm doing. Because it was especially in finances that I was like, why are you asking? Because usually, like, I pay attention to the finances and, like, manage the budget and stuff. And so when he started to, like,
ask questions,
I'm like, wait a minute. I felt like he didn't trust me. It wasn't anything other than me really just feeling like he didn't trust me. And I was like, I don't understand why all of a sudden you're interested. It caught me off guard.
My business.
It was his business. It totally was. It was just kind of like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, and I think that, and that's the hard thing too, because, like, I notice it a lot more than not, when, the way I care for the kids, like the way I care for the kids versus the way you care for the kids. So if Yvette's watching me take care of one of the kids, she's like, why don't you just, and I'm like, why don't you just mind your business? Because just because I do it my way, that doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just not the way you would do it, And so, like, before you were home, they were fine. They were fine. They were fine. They weren't lotioned. I used to do this thing where I put their pajama pants on and then I put the onesie over it. So they had like a onesie type situation, and I didn't care because I was like, it's easier to do it this way. But she would just, like, things have a certain order in place with her, and I just didn't care about her order or place. And that's where it's like
painful. It's
painful because she's annoyed, but her annoyance isn't my problem. That's her problem. If she's annoyed by something, that is her problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like if you're like, yeah. And so, yeah, I had to let that go. Next question. We got one more?
No, we're going to go into, babe. How many?
No, I want to do one more.
You want to do another one? Question?
We only on here for 38 minutes. 28 minutes. Let's see. See, guys, I'm fighting for y'all. I might come back to the comment section if you talk to me nice. Look at all them emails. Come on now. These people have been going through it. All right.
Hi, guys, and thanks for this space. I was in a relationship for over 10 years. We had a child, and 2 years later, he decided to leave. His reasoning for leaving was he felt he couldn't provide for us like he wanted to. Then it was I wasn't his partner and didn't feel appreciated. I love him and miss him, but if someone acts this way, should I even want to be with him? I'm stuck on the fact that I wanted a family. Please help and give me some guidance or help me to understand him. I don't know if we have enough information to understand him.
Yeah, there's not a lot of information there. But it sounds like
10 years is a long time.
I was in a relationship for 10 years, had a child.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. Had a child. 2 years later, he decides to leave. Once that child comes, you become a different person, and so does he. And like, I feel like, once Yvette became a mother, I became a father, so I was smitten, right? So I was like, you go ahead and do your mommy thing. I'm going to do my daddy thing. And I loved it. When we had the second child, I was kind of like, this don't feel the same,
What do you mean?
It just was different. Like, there was a lot more, like, pressure for me to, I don't know, and for you to, like, work, like, it just was so much difficulty, like, navigating through my feelings and then trying to explain them to you and say, hey, like, I'm feeling like this, and to try to get you to care about it. So I think that is a really hard thing to do, like, have a baby and love each other through that, when you've never, like, you've been together 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying they was in a relationship for 10 years. We had a baby. After 10 years, they had a baby?
I was in a relationship for 10 plus years. We had a child. And 2 years later, he decided to leave. So maybe they had a child at year 8.
Okay. So that's a long time to just be with someone, you know, and for things to be the same. And then when you have a child, maybe he thinks things are still going to be the same, and they're not. Because, you know.
Well, she said that his reasoning for leaving the first time was that he felt he couldn't provide.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Okay, I can't provide for you, so I'm going to leave and not really provide for you. What is that? That is a lie. It can't be true. I can't provide for you. So what I'm going to do is
free you up for someone else who can.
No.
I'm trying to give the guy the benefit of a doubt.
I'm trying to give him okay, cool. He first says, I can't provide for you. And then he says
that she's not a good partner.
And he didn't feel appreciated, which is probably the issue. He didn't feel appreciated. And he used not being able to provide as a cover up. I don't know anybody who would say, oh man, this is too much pressure. I'm out of here. I can't provide. So what are you going to do? What are you going to eat? Where are you going to live? I don't understand that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel like we have enough information here.
I'm angry at that. That's irritating.
Yeah. But if someone could act this way, should I even want to be with him?
I mean, like, you can't change your desire. So if you want to be with the dude, you want to be with him. You know, it doesn't change the fact that he is.
It sounds like there might be like a growth issue. Like there might be some growth that he needs to have. There might be some mentoring that needs to take place because he has his first child. He doesn't really know what that responsibility takes. He doesn't really understand the context of his relationship with this woman anymore. You know what I mean? Like our relationship has changed. There's a lot more intentionality required when you have children. Like we have to be intentional about making. Why are you smiling, smirking?
Babe, because you're doing really well. And I could tell that the Yvette Unplugged podcast is helping you verbally express your thoughts. And I'm very proud of you.
Anyway, thank you.
You guys see what the hell I got to deal with? This is crazy. This woman is insane. I just was very proud of you. And this is the response I get.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate it.
No, you don't. That's a lie. You over here with this guy. You need the mentoring. Shan, come help. All right.
Anywho, I just think he doesn't understand the context of their relationship now with the child. Because you and I have to be a lot more intentional to have our time. And we know it. We feel it when we don't have that connection, that time that we get together. And so I think that's the thing. And then she probably needs help understanding like how to respect him. Like they aren't speaking the same language. I feel like it's taken me. I don't even know if I'm doing a great job anymore anyway about like your need for respect.
I think you've been doing pretty good.
And how men need respect and women need love. Like that's a thing. It's a real thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there's just some understanding that needs to go on here.
Yeah, it's just not enough information, but I do think that first thing is a cover up. I do think he needs mentorship, but I also think he needs, like, there's some things in with this information, the amount of information you've given me here, it seems like he maybe didn't know what to say in the moment. He just knew he had to get out. You know what I mean? Like get away, and then he could say, "I don't think we were the right partner, and I didn't feel appreciated." You know, but that doesn't mean that's not a reason to give up on somebody. You know, that's a reason to say, because I felt not appreciated, and so have you. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I mean, that's not a reason to give up.
Yeah, and you said, I love him and miss him, but if someone acts this way, should I even want to be with him? I'm stuck on the fact that I wanted a family, and I think it's okay to fight for your family. Like, your child does deserve to have their parents in the same household and together and loving them together. And so it's okay to fight for that. But I would say be careful on like how long, right? Like not necessarily even how long, but just like make sure that this really is something you want to fight for.
Yeah, but now that I'm saying that, like, I'm stuck. I'm reading this like I'm stuck on the fact that I wanted a family. Like, did you want him? Or did you just want a family?
Yeah.
Was the baby, like, was he ready for the baby? Or was it something that you were kind of like, yo, I'm trying to have this baby. I want a family.
Yeah. Definitely investigate your motives.
All right. We only got 5% left.
I know. So let's move on. Okay.
How married are you?
Okay. Oh, shoot. I had one.
I got one. I'm ready.
Go ahead. How married are you, babe?
I'm so mad I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I said nothing.
Okay.
Last night, when I came home and you were talking about the video we just did and how George didn't get you at the right angles. How you talking about you want to lose weight. But.
Does this count because you're saying something now?
This is how you do yours. How does it feel?
I don't like
Sit
it.
in this. But she said she want to lose weight, and she said George got to be getting me at the right angles. This is our videographer, right? And so I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, like, you know, those angles weren't flattering.
He like literally accentuated my double chin.
No, he did not accentuate.
He did. It was like,
and so anyway,
and I don't even know how to suck
babe,
it
there
in.
is no way to suck in a chin. You know what I'm saying? Wear a turtleneck. So so look.
It is winter.
So then I'm looking at Yvette. She's drinking carrot juice and eating hot Cheetos. Now, I don't know if you were eating the Ruffles chips. Were you eating those too?
Those were Theo.
Okay. So I'm like, this is why, because you're double-minded. But I didn't say anything. I just looked at her and I just kept it moving.
I have a problem. For the most part, I eat healthy, but I like, sprinkle in.
You snack bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you, man. I'm terrible.
It's horrible.
How married are you, babe?
I'm so married that I started potty training Anaya on Friday and I recorded it.
You did.
I feel like I've been doing better as far as like trying to capture moments and
Thank you.
Be attuned to what you got going on.
Thank you.
I'm trying to play my part.
You are. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, babe.
High five.
And every week we ask you guys to send in your How Married Are Yous, and we have one.
Oh, okay, cool.
We actually have several, but we'll go with this one for now. And let me make sure my volume is up and that my computer doesn't die, hopefully. Here you go.
Hey, Yvette and Glen. This is Tasha, and I'm calling you from Middle America. I'm calling to let you know that I'm so married that I have been picking up my husband's clothes off the bathroom floor after he showers without saying a mumbling word. And they have been balled up and turned inside out and they stink. But I've been picking them up and I haven't said anything about it. And that's just how married I am.
Yay. Well done, Tasha.
Yes, that was amazing. Shout out to my man with the stanky clothes, man. Don't be smelling those clothes. Just go ahead, hold your nose, pick them up.
Goodness.
I don't want to hear you say anything, Cheeto carrot girl.
At least the color is consistent.
Color? What you talking about?
Oh, actually, the hot Cheetos are red.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the color of my drawers. I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway.
And if you want to be featured, wasn't that fun, y'all? If you want to be featured on How Married Are You podcast, calling out your spouse and telling them how married you are, you do that. We would love to hear from you guys. Again, you can send those in via DM on Instagram. You can send it in on our Google voicemail, which our number is 760-335-6643. Again, that's 760-335-6643. And we'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
All right. And that's just how married we are.